Good evening, everyone. We are recording our fourth video of our poem discussion. We are in the Poetic Society, which is LAX2047. We are group 38. Before we start our poem discussion, let's introduce myself as the host of the meeting today. My name is Marvin Wong and my metric number is 207418. 8207381. Okay, next start our introduce for our members.
My name is Nadhirah and my matrix number is 207975.
My name is Pavita and my metric number is 207115.
My name is Yong Cheng. My metric number is 206271.
Hi, my name is Dayana and my matrix number is 208215.
Hi, my name is Loh Shiau Jee and my metric number is 206491.
So, after the introduction of each member, today we are going to present an amazing poem, and it is amazing and beautiful poem presented by my group, which consists of two members, which are Pavita and Nadhirah. Our title of the title of the poem is Living with COVID-19. Later we will analyze and interpret more the ideas in the poem. So let's so I will begin my first three stanzas to recite my first three stanzas to everyone. Living with COVID-19. The outbreak of virus begins. Every sneeze and contact of people stimulates the spread of virus. People are forced to wear masks. Lockdown is forced to implement. All sectors closed in the blink of eyes. Nobody is going nowhere. Business and trading activities will be called it a day. The streets are empty and the shops are closed. People have no income to earn. Some are starving and some will be struggling. Due to lockdown, all people are staying at home. Economy of country is unstable. Many stocks or markets decline and deficit increases in contrast. Many prices of resources are falling down. Crude oil and some daily basis lost their price value. Cash and material are not very important. By now, health and lives are fundamental. So, next person to recite the poem.
There is no people out there. The roads are empty. Everyone locked up in their home. And the park supermarket looks empty. Why does our world look silent? Cause there is a huge disease out there. It's look tiny than we expect, but it's cause a huge disaster. You will be weak if it's enter our body. Students are no more going to school. There is no kids playing in the park. When we can be free, when we will see the light. Come on, we wait for the day.
Still, those who stand firm, with spirits unwavering, even when things get much harder, even when everything just overwhelms you like never before, you pull through. No one had it easy, emotionally disturbed, financially drained, physically worn out. We tried all what we can for us to live through this pandemic. and to see lights that awaits us in the better days upcoming. That's all for the poem. Marvin, I think you forgot to unmute yourself.
Sorry, everyone. This is the presentation of our group's poems. How about others members to give their ideas towards this poem written by our group? Let me start with Yong Cheng. What is your idea about our poem?
Okay, when I see through the whole poems, I think that this is very straightforward, and I like some phrases or word using in the poems because it is like very creative. I will start comment some poem that that is my favorite lah. Okay, first is what is that? Okay, the first stanza. The outbreak of virus begins. Every sneeze and contact of people stimulates the spread of virus. People are forced to wear masks. Lockdown is forced to implement. All sectors close in the blink of eyes. Nobody is going nowhere. It's very straightforward. Uh, Describing the situation of the current situations, like every sneeze and the contact of people can spread out the virus, and then people are forced to wear masks, and then all the shops, supermarkets are closed in the blink of eye, because we can see that day, just one night after, everyone is staying at home, every shop is closing, so it's very silent. I think it's very straightforward. It's good. And then one more is the third stanzas. I think the last two sentence I like the most. Cash and material are not very important. By now, health and lives are fundamental. I think it's very creative because in daily life, in normal life, we always emphasize or prioritize cash and material because peoples are materialistic, to be honest. But for now, for the current situation, we cannot emphasize it on them more. Again, we must to emphasize on our health and lives, and that is the fundamental. I think it is very good to use that. I think that this is my opinion, and I can leave the other standards to other people.
Okay, thank you for your expression and ideas about our poems, Yong Cheng. Let's begin with our next member, Saiyyidah. What do you think about our poems? Can you give any ideas or description about our poems?
So like Eng said just now, the poem is very clear. And I think that this poem is very suitable if it's to be shown to our future generation. Like if they ask what is happened during COVID-19 situation, what is happening during COVID-19, this whole poem is explaining how the pandemic occurs. So perhaps when this pandemic over, this poem can be shown to our future generation, because this poem is really like when we see at the first poem, the beginning of the poem, this poem explain from the beginning and to the COVID era itself. So that's all from me.
Okay, good idea, Saiyyidah. How about your idea, Loh Shiau Jee? Can you give some of your
Sure.
understanding about this poem?
So I think that this whole poem is about the situations that's occurring around our daily life, about the COVID-19, how the effects or how the bad effects surrounding us by living with the COVID-19. So I think this poem is like very straightforward, so like the other two members says too. And I think this poems looks like not really like a poem, it's more to like essays because it's too straightforward. For poem, I think poem is like you need some beautiful words or the words that like clarify some things, but this one is too clear and it's not so poem. It's not the style I would like, but it's okay lah. And and then for the stanza 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the stanza 6, I saw some grammar mistake. Is it when we can be free? But I thought it's like when can we be free and when we will see the light. Shouldn't it be when will we see the light? Yes. So I think this poem got some minor grammar mistakes. So other than that, I think it's a pretty well written poem. So that's all for my opinion.
Thank you for your opinion, Loh. How about the ideas written by our group members, Pavita and Nadhirah? Can you give some ideas how to improve our poem and how we can prepare more beautiful poem in the future? Let's start with Pavita.
I think we wrote the poem with the current situation. Maybe it's look like straightforward for some from the group members. I think we should use some beautiful words or something that will attract the people to read the poem. It's my opinion.
How about you, Nadhirah?
So when I wrote my stanzas, my lines, so maybe I wasn't really feeling it since that I am no poet. So I was just writing it through my point of view, which is not very, I mean, I was originally thinking to write a poem regarding the COVID-19 situation for the frontliners as an appreciation. But since me myself has not experienced the situation, the critical situation the frontliners are actually facing in reality, so I wasn't really getting much ideas on it. So I was just writing it in my point of view. So, and I think if we are to improve on our poem writing skills, maybe we can use a lot more metaphors in it to actually make it seems more beautiful and more refined. Yeah, I think that's all from me for my opinion.
Okay, thank you for your opinion, Nadhirah. In my opinion, I'm agree with the suggestions given by Nadhirah and Pavita too. Our poem maybe lacks of some beautiful phrases compared to other poems written by the experienced poets. Because since we are the beginners of writing these poems, we have not much ideas and beautiful and bombastic words to describe the scenario in a figurative way or literally way. So I think our poem maybe needs some maybe it can include some the metaphors and personalities in the poem so that the poem can be more interesting. So that we can have a more competitive way to compare to other poems. this is my point of view. Did anyone have any more ideas and understanding about our poem?
I think it's okay lah. It's okay to be a learner. As starting, we start with a straightforward first, and then after that we come out with more metaphorical ones. So this is a good learning because we need to know exactly and clear the situation we want to express first, and then only we turn it into something metaphorically ways. So I think it's a very good start lah. It's actually a very good thanks for the effort, guys. Thank you.
Besides Yong Cheng, anyone want to add on?
I think in writing a good poem, maybe we can actually try to have more sentiments on the topic we are actually going to write about, and to actually feel the emotions before we actually write it out, so that it can turn out more beautifully.
All right. How about Saiyyidah and Shiau Jee? Do you have more ideas, or you can express anything about this poem?
Okay, so I want to say that for this poem, so I was expecting for like some emotional breakdown from this poem, like someone is crying for the dead body of their parents, or maybe for their kids who are suffering from this COVID-19. So I never expected a poem like this, so straightforward and so realistic. So when I'm thinking of poem, I'm thinking something imaginary, like the soul's sufferings. So maybe it's my own opinions that's too narrow. I can't accept something like this. But overall, I think you are trying to do your best, but it's like more like a essays for me still, because I can see there's like the buts and the sentences itself is too long. It's not like the stanza should be much shorter. It's like the many stock of market declines and defeats increases in contrast. This one is too long for one line. Maybe you should break it down to two to make it look not so messy, since your other sentences are much shorter. So that's just some of my little opinions on it. So that's all.
Okay, thank you, Loh Shiau Jee. How about you, Saiyyidah?
So for me, I think for beginners it's okay lah for this poem, but in my opinion, it's not like my type of poem that I will be reading, because when I first saw this poem, I feel like it's too long, so it didn't attract me to really read the poem. I feel like it should be more simple and compact. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Saiyyidah. Pavita, do you have anything to add on?
Okay, actually we have to accept the comments that they given. We should use the metaphora and similes to make the poem more good actually. But in my opinion, I think the poem, because of the poem is straightforward and easy to read and we can understand easily, I think the poem, for kids, it will be suitable, I think so. Because when they read about the COVID-19, right, so they will know, I think they will imagine, at least they can imagine and they will understand easily.
Thank you, Pavita. I think I'm agree with you, Pavita. This poem seems it is very simple, so it can deliver to more young generation like kids and children to understand easily, because this poem is just describe the whole scenario and the workouts of the human during this COVID-19 period. For me, this poem, I think, if we need to express more emotion in this poem, we need to read more about the poems that are written in melancholic way, which means the poems that are describing down emotion that can make people touch they may be touching all the people's hearts, and then it can incite more awareness of the people to take care of about our environment and so on. So it will prevent the next scenario happen and the outbreak of virus begin. So this is my point of view. So anyone wants to add on, or we will end our meeting soon?
No.
No, I think it's good enough.
Okay. So I will going. So I'm going to call our meeting a day. This is our conclusion and the views given by our own deep hearts to this volume. It is very realistic, and I hope everyone can appreciate more poems and written by more experienced poets. So that is our end of our fourth recording video. See you all in the next video. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
you.
everyone.
Bye bye.
See you soon.